Hello and welcome to Guy Logic. My name is Temko and today we are taking a look at a game called We Are the Dwarves. It is a tactical action game designed around controlling 3 dwarves and fighting mobs on various levels with a variety of difficulties regarding the level capacity. So the first levels are easy, they get progressively harder, and the obstacles you face get progressively harder as you progress through the story. The game is developed by Whale Rock Games, a Ukrainian developer, and they're bringing it out on PC platform. So, is the game any good? Personally, I don't like it. My opinion here though is very subjective, and I'm gonna go into that and explain why I think the game does a poor job of presenting itself, and that is mostly down to the way it handles difficulty and progression. If you like that sort of thing, then this game will probably be right up your alley. If you don't, if you're like me, and you do not like bashing your head against the wall for no particular reason, then you might want to skip this one. But that is a very short conclusion to a very long video, so let's go ahead and dive into the options menu before heading into gameplay and seeing exactly what is going on. If you do not want to hear me talk about options, well, press the annotation that has magically appeared on your screen. Options wise, this is it. This is poor. This is piss poor. This is not good, developer. You're on a PC in a fully 3D rendered game, and your entire options exist out of 4 sliders for sound, which is fine, and 3 presets and a resolution dropdown, which isn't even rendered nice. It's just a number. I mean, yes, I know this is resolution, but really? You couldn't, really? It's under the head of graphics. Simple, good, beautiful. It doesn't tell me anything. The game is fully 3D rendered. I don't have shadow options, I don't have anti-aliasing, I don't have SSAO, I don't even have bloom, blur, or anything like that. That is disgraceful for a PC game. I do not like that. On top of that, the camera is in a locked angle, so that provides its own set of, let's say, challenges, eventually. Language-wise, the game has 3 languages. Oh, actually, they added a bunch more languages. That's pretty good. When I opened this game up yesterday, before it officially released, it had 3 languages. Now it has quite a few more. I like that. I like that, developer. Good job. Why this wasn't in the press release beforehand, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But it's in now. But that doesn't make the rest of the options menu any better. So it has quite a few languages. That's pretty good. Brightness slider, I will put this up a little bit higher than default, because the game is pretty dark, and that will get you killed, and that is frustrating. Why is it frustrating? Well, let's dive into some gameplay. And I will tell you exactly what is going on, what the various parts are of the game, and why I think the game is that. Let's get to it. So, loading into the game, you will get a couple of tips. You can switch through these tips on the top, and you will explain some abilities and explain what they do, and will also showcase how you should use them. This is very useful because the game's tutorial is pretty piss poor at doing that, so these tooltips will help you more than the initial tutorial. The dwarves also have stances. These stances allow you to switch off or on dwarves if you have no direct control over them for some reason. I don't think these work. I have not found any benefit to using them. I just put them on close on the second stance and I leave them there, but honestly you could put them on whichever one, and I don't think there is any difference in what they do because the AI is pretty fiddly and piss poor, to be very honest. Let's go in some gameplay and I'll show you what is going on. Now, I've loaded in here, and this is a spot where you can save your game. These gemstones light up when you have your dwarves around them, and you can go to them, and then you can save the game. These are the only spots you can do so. You can come back to the spot after every fight, but that takes backtracking back and forth through the level, which is also annoying. What I also want to mention is that the camera is locked. I can turn the camera around, but I can't angle it up or down, which is really frustrating. If I wanted to go, like say, in this direction,
this ability is not
then I can't, because the game just locks in this direction and that's it. Also, the game is doing a very bad job of telegraphing where you can and can't go. For example, if I go into the swamp here, you think I could, right? You think I could walk in, and up to a level I can, but if I go too deep, he will just drown, without any feedback or information that that'll happen. These two things combine that you have to backtrack to a level repeatedly to save the game, and the same goes for healing up, by the way. There is orbs, and I'll show you those 2 orbs right in this way, if I can get over here. There's also orbs that allow you to heal your character and everyone around them, including enemies, which is pretty interesting on itself, but it will heal everyone. You have to backtrack to these orbs every time you need a heal. There is no other way to heal your character, which again is really frustrating. Now, As I said, you can control both dwarves at once, but most often you'll be controlling one dwarf or the other, because the game tries to be tactical. You'll be doing that using the tactical pause. You use that pressing spacebar, the game doesn't really pause, it just goes into very slow-mo time, and you can switch between dwarves and give them a command. You can't chain commands, and you can't pre-plan turns, so neither of these things are useful. So if you're thinking transistor-like, planning a turn, and then going ahead and doing a variety of things in that turn, that is not here. It's real time, but it does allow you to slow down time, somewhat at least. So there's that. Let's see if I can get this one to me here. Apparently I can't. Come on, game. No? Come on. Come on. Okay, so this is another thing that annoys me. The AI is very, very fiddly. For example, I can throw this thing here, which is the distraction ability the Forcer has, and he'll hear it. He'll see it, he'll see me, and he'll decide to come over here. Now listen, look at this. He's the only one aggroed. But nope. All of these suddenly get aggroed for no reason whatsoever, and I have to deal with all of them instead of the one I'm trying to lure away. And that is immensely frustrating because there's no reason for them to be aggroed like that. So, yeah. Color me unimpressed, to say the least. I'm going to pop the shield ability, which allows me to reduce the damage taken from range attacks. Which should help me some, at least. Let's see if we can't do anything about that. I can't, so I'm going to die here. There you go. That's the game in a nutshell. You'll try something out, the AI will fiddle out, and you will die. And you will be frustrated for end on end. Until eventually you get to a point where the AI doesn't become a dickbag and fuck you over, and then you can progress to the next level. The game is bloody hard, and yes, that is appealing to some players, but that is only when the game is hard and consistent. I really enjoy Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1 and 2 as well are very consistent. Yes, the game is unforgiving. Yes, if you mess up, you will instantly die, and the game doesn't hold your hand. With We Are the Dwarves, the game is unforgiving. Yes, it doesn't hold your hand. Again, yes. But it also doesn't give you the tools to be consistent. The AI is fiddly, the camera is uncontrollable, and things like that are really, really annoying. So not only is the game hard, it is frustratingly hard, for no particular reason. So let me show you a little bit more gameplay. This is something I did earlier. This is the fight just before the fight we showcased just now. I did this fight 2 days ago. And what I will show you now is somehow what happens when the AI does obey your commands properly, which does give a bit of a more proper light to the game. So I threw a mortar in here, and this obviously summoned all those mobs. I knew this would happen because I had done this fight at least 20 times before. Again, that is frustrating because this is the first time this fight did as you'd expect it to behave. A bunch of them head over to Smash Fist, while Forcer has a bit fewer left. Now, you can see me throw a mortar there, pop the shield, and move in range for Smash Fist. Smash Fist took a lot less damage, and he smashed into all these enemies, knocking them back using his Sonic Boom Knockback Rage ability. In the meantime, Forcer was able to stand back and dispatch the enemies to the sides of Smash Fist. All the while Smash Fist was smashing around himself, so obviously being a Smash Fist, before popping into his Iron Man mode, getting back to the shield, and waiting for cooldowns to reset. You can see me using the tactical save quite a bit here. And this is probably the game at its absolute best. But again, I have to say, I did this fight at least 20 times before I finally got everything figured out how the AI would behave in this particular fight. There was no way for me to plan ahead. This is all trial and error. So yeah, that's a bit of a different angle on the game from a different perspective. And so we're going to switch back to the other gameplay and finish up this review so far. I just wanted to show you this different type of gameplay that showcased how a fight could go if you did things properly. There you go. What else can I tell you about the game outside it? This is the combat. This is all you will be doing in combat. I have nothing else to add here. You will be fighting using dwarves, and I haven't even unlocked the third dwarf that is apparently in the game because I just couldn't figure out how to use him. It's too deep here. It says it's too deep, but he just walks here. So the camera really... The AI doesn't really do a good job of explaining what is and isn't too deep. I know for a fact that if I walk in this direction to the north, I will die. So that is really annoying, right? So there you have that. Character-wise, the characters have a bunch of abilities, and there is an armor mechanic. And that armor mechanic is what you would expect to be used to mitigate some of the randomness of the AI. It gives you a bit of leeway. Except, the armor is what you see below. It's these 4 bars. And you can upgrade them using energy ore. This ore is dropped in the map by mobs. Pretty straightforward. You also get star crusts, which are used to unlock a variety of systems like the defibrillator, the gravity loop, and the life support system. You can only unlock these once you level up or unlock the various layers of your armor. The problem is this armor gets damaged when you take damage. Pretty logical. But it doesn't repair back up, so you have to use this ore time and time again to repair your armor back up. But this ore is too rare. There is not enough ore being dropped in the levels to keep you repaired, even if you do it really, really well. I have done really well with this character. He has 1.5 bar, and I just can't keep him repaired. Even though I take barely to no damage in most engagements, I survive. That is really frustrating. Now, you also get these dwarven stones on occasion. You mostly get these for completing a level, completing an objective, killing a boss mob, etc. You use these to unlock special abilities. What I've unlocked is friendly fire, at least limiting friendly fire, from my salvo ability, because there is friendly fire in the game, which compounds the frustration you get from the game to a new level. Now, if you enjoy this type of really trial and error-like difficulty, where you have to figure out and try a variety of things and redo the same parts and pieces time and time again, then this might just be the game for you. I really do not. If the game had a quick save feature, if the game had a pre-planning feature where you could see what would happen, and I could strategically plan ahead, I would like this game a lot more, but it doesn't. So sometimes when you die, I have to redo a fight, or redo 2 fights, or redo 3 or 4 or 5 fights in a row, and the fights will not pan out differently because of fiddly AI and differences in randomization. And that is really, really frustrating because, it's just frustrating, and I can't. So I think I'm about 20 hours into this game, and I've not gone past chapter 1 because I just couldn't. I've played that much and I just could not last beyond chapter 1. It's just that hard and that frustrating. So I'm right now, I've given up. I have no desire to play this game any further. And that's a shame because the game's presentation is great, the game's story is great, the game's sounds are great. But the variety of limiting factors in terms of randomization and save moments and frustrating experiences with the combat just put me off. Your opinion may vary though, and that is fine. But, the game's not for me. And if it's for you, you can check it out on Steam. It's come out on February the 26th. And it's coming out for $15, or your regional equivalent, which is, because Steam likes to think a euro is a dollar, 15 euros. And if you like this video, press that like button. If you didn't like this video, well, there's a dislike button for exactly that reason. And if you want to leave a comment and tell us what we can do better, what we did great, because we do like our ego getting stroked, just leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more content here on the channel like this or like other critical content, just press that subscribe button and we will deliver. And until then, I wish you a good day, and until next time, right here on Guy Logic.